Hey everyone, happy week before spring break. This week we are focusing on cause and effect and the world outside of America. So, we are in Unit 12. I'm not sure it's still week 12, it might be week 13, but we are in Unit 12, the world outside of America. So, before I get started, I am a kid at Hope. I am talented, smart, and capable of success. I have dreams for the future, and I will climb to reach those goals and dreams every day. Okay, so Unit 12. What do you need to do this week? You need to read Unit 12, The World Outside of America. That's a typo. It should be pages 1 through 9. There's not really any new content this week. You're not learning anything new per se in American history. Um, so it's very short, just pages 1 through 9. Then you need to do the Unit 12 Cause and Effect assignment, which is due this Friday, the 27th. And you need to do the Unit 12 quiz by Friday. Okay, so this is really, really important. I looked at the assignment for this unit and I felt that it was too much and it was a little confusing. So I have shortened it and cut it and changed it. So there are several parts of the assignment in the text or the content that you are not going to do. So you're only going to do what I describe in this recording. So very important that you watch this recording and that you understand this recording. There are 3 charts you need to complete and turn in, and there's a paragraph you need to complete and turn in. You are focusing on causes and effects. People will be your causes, people and their actions. And you will research and explain what the effects were of what these people did. And then you will further explain the impact that had on the world or their country. It says 20 points total, it's actually 25. So, step 1, you need to choose your people. You'll have a list to choose from. I'm going to go over that in a minute. You need to choose 3 people, research them. And you need to answer these 3 questions about each person. If you do this, it will make doing the charts much easier. So you need to know who the people were, what did they do for their country or the world, and then you need to understand what impact their actions had. So that's step 1. Choose your 3 people, research them, answer these 3 questions about them. Make sure you're keeping track of your resources and the websites that you use or any books that you use. Here are the people that you have to choose from: Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, F.W. de Klerk, Botha, Ieyasu, Clan, Iemitsu, Commodore Perry, Pope Leo X, John Calvin, John Wesley, Ignatius of Loyola, Atahualpa, Montezuma, Pizarro, and Cortez. And these people are from all over the world. Some are from Africa, some are from the Far East, some are European, and some were here in the Americas. And when we say the Americas, we mean North and South America. Okay, so step 2. After you've done your research, and after you've answered those 3 questions about each person from step 1, you're going to complete 1 chart on each person. And this is the chart that you're using, and it's actually in the course content, and I will also get them into doc sharing for you. So you will complete this chart. And this chart is a look at cause and effect, and it's also a look at kind of a flow, because nothing happens where there's just a cause and effect and that's it. Generally, there's a cause and that has an effect, and then that effect causes something else. So that's what you're going to look at. What was the initial cause? So what did the person do? And then what was the effect of their action? And then what was the effect of that? And what else did it cause? And then ultimately, you're going to get the bottom line effect of the person. So this seems really confusing right now. Let's look at it in a context that we can understand. So let's say your person was Abraham Lincoln. He's not a choice, but let's say. So the cause is he's elected president. Okay. So because he's elected president, we know that the Confederates attacked at Fort Sumter. So Lincoln calls for volunteers to serve in the army after the Confederates attacked Fort Sumter. Well, that's an effect of Lincoln being elected, but it's also a cause of something else, or there's another effect of Lincoln being elected. In this case, there's another effect of Lincoln being elected. He issues the Emancipation Proclamation to free slaves in rebelling areas. Okay, well, the Emancipation Proclamation had its own effects. So because of the Emancipation Proclamation, the war goes on, and ultimately, Lee surrenders to Grant and the Civil War ends. Lincoln calls for reunification. So that's an effect of things that Lincoln did, but it's also the cause of something else. And the bottom line effect, the big picture effect, is that it leads to the end of slavery in the United States. So ultimately, Lincoln getting elected through a series of events leads to no more slavery in the United States. So when we look at the big picture, most of us think of Lincoln as the president during the Civil War, and we know that the big term effect or the big picture effect of the Civil War was that slavery was done away with. So in this instance, we've looked at Abraham Lincoln and what was his big picture contribution to the United States, and that was that there's no more slavery in the United States. There could have been different causes and effects in here. You could have chosen different things, but ultimately, whatever you put in for Lincoln is going to lead to that bottom line effect. Okay? So, after you do your cause and effect charts, look over the 3 people you have and ask yourself, which person do you think impacted our world or the world today the most? It may be all 3 of your people. And it should be all 3 of your people. But pick the one that you're most interested in. And then in one paragraph, 4 to 5 sentences, of course it can be longer, but not shorter, explain who the person was, what they did, and how their actions impacted the world today. So you're basically going to put your chart into a paragraph. And this is worth 10 points. So, for example, if I were writing on Lincoln, I would say that Abraham Lincoln was elected 16th President of the United States. After he was elected, the Confederacy was formed and the Civil War began. During the Civil War, Lincoln also issued the Emancipation Proclamation that freed slaves in rebelling areas. Ultimately, Lee surrendered to Grant, and the Civil War ended. After the Civil War ended, America was impacted because slavery was no longer legal in the United States. And that would be my paragraph. I've taken my chart, and ultimately, I have provided what did Lincoln do to impact our world today. Now, all of your people are not American per se. So you're going to look more at the impact on the world And what was their big picture impact? So, for example, if I asked you about Christopher Columbus, you could probably tell me his big world impact. He started the wave of exploration that caused North and South America to develop and the United States to eventually be, although he technically didn't discover North America, or the United States, I should say. So you're looking for that big picture impact. How did a person impact the world? Okay. Okay, so here is the rubric for the paragraph. Okay, you're getting points for identifying who the person is and explaining what they did. You're getting points for explaining how they impacted the world today. You're getting points for length. It needs to be one paragraph, at least 4 to 5 sentences. If it's longer than that, that's okay. You're going to get full points. If it's shorter than that, you're going to lose points. Your conventions, your spelling, grammar, punctuation, capitalization. And then citations. You need to have works cited and you need to use parenthetical citations. Okay? At the very least, you need to have one or the other. If you don't have either, you will be given a score of 0. Okay? So, for this week, homework help. It is going to be very beneficial to you this week to come to both live lessons on Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday, we're going to review cause and effect. And on Thursday, we're going to work on this assignment. Okay? Friday's homework help will be for units 1 through 11. If you still have a unit 1 through 11 that you're working on, I encourage you to come to homework help on Friday. If you have any questions, as usual, send me a K-mail, set up a one-on-one, or come to homework help. And your assignment password for this week is impact, because that's what we're doing. We're looking at what was the impact of certain people in the world. What did they do that was so important that they're remembered in history? So what was their impact? Okay, thanks everyone. I will see you in live lessons this week.